Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Welcome to another brand new video. This is the video where I'll be dropping my weekend accumulator games. That is my long short bet slip for the weekend, and I picked games for in this video that start. Okay, I omitted Friday games, but I picked Saturday and Sunday games, and I picked a total of 14 games in this video to accumulate about 50 odd. Please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, do well to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you'll be missing out on more videos. This video is, I do not want it to be too long. That's why I'm getting right away into the games. So like I said, subscribe and turn on your notifications. Now let's go. I picked 14 games across Saturday and Sunday to come out a total of 50 plus odds. It's not exactly 50 odds, it's slightly above 50 odds, but it's not up to 60 odds. So it's somewhere in between there. And let's see, we should win this game if all things go as planned, all things being equal. So the first match I have is in the Italian Serie A, and the match there is the match between Napoli and US Lecce. And my prediction there, I played straight win for Napoli, home win for Napoli in this game. If you look at the motivation behind this match, Napoli need a win so that they will not drop from that their top 4 finish so far in the league. A lot of other people coming behind Napoli are pushing so hard. So Napoli need to win this game. They are going to take it very, very seriously. US Lecce, on the other hand, are also trying to escape their relegation battle and survive in the league. Currently, they are not in the drop zone, but they are not far from the drop zone, and they won't even want to enter the drop zone. So I see a very, very tricky match here, but I see Napoli winning this match and Napoli potentially keeping a clean sheet. So Napoli to win, that is the first game that I picked for this accumulator long shot. Now, the next one is in the Bundesliga, the match between Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, and I picked over 2.5 goals. No long talk needed in this game. Everyone obviously agrees with me that there'll be over 2.5 goals in this particular match. The next, still in the Bundesliga, but the match between Borussia Dortmund and Augsburg, and I picked Dortmund to win against Augsburg. Dortmund have been on that consistent run of form in the Bundesliga, though they've left the Champions League, so all they have to fight for is the Bundesliga, which they may not see you win, but at least they can still be fighting for it. So Dortmund to win. And then the next match, still in the Bundesliga, Hoffenheim versus Wolfsburg. I also picked Hoffenheim to win against Wolfsburg. That was the third that I picked. The third team I picked is that the third? That was the fourth. Hoffenheim to win Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg have been conceding a lot recently in the league. Like, once you see Wolfsburg in almost all their matches, they concede 2 goals. They'll be conceding 3 goals, 3 goals, something like that. And Wolfsburg have not won. Let's just not go into too much detail because this will lead to the video being extremely long. So I picked that Hoffenheim are going to win against Wolfsburg. That was the 4th game in this my bet slip for the weekend 50 odd save game. Now moving on to the La Liga, we have Real Madrid playing Elche at home. Real Madrid now have a very comfortable lead over Manchester City in the Champions League, which we all have seen, and we all know that we all expect that Real Madrid are not going to rest players to go and face Man City, because a comeback is almost impossible in that particular Champions League game. So I expect that in as much as Real Madrid have a lot of injury crisis surrounding them, Real Madrid also have players that can defeat Elche in this game. That is why I picked Real Madrid to win this game at home against Elche. That was the next game there. And then moving into the Portuguese league, the match between FC Arauca versus Benfica, and I picked a straight win for Benfica, who are the away side and who are also trying to see how far they can finish in the league. Arauca not in the drop zone, so because Arauca have won, I think 3 of their most recent 6 matches have been wins for Arauca, though they've lost the other 3. And Benfica have almost always won Arauca anytime these teams met, especially when Benfica are playing away from home. It always ends in one result, which is straight win for Benfica, and that is my pick in this game, Benfica to win against Arauca. Moving on to the Scottish League, I picked Celtic and Motherwell to produce over 1.5 goals. No long talk needed as well. Celtic are going to score, Motherwell are going to score. Celtic may win the game 2-1 or 3-2 or 3-1, whatever the case may be, but Celtic will score and Motherwell will score. That is why I picked over 1.5 goals in this particular game. Now, the match between St Mirren and Rangers, still in the Scottish League, I expect that Rangers alone will score at least 2 goals, which is why I picked over 1.5 goals. St Mirren may also likely score in this game, but Rangers on their own scores at least 2 goals in this game. to make sure that this game produces over 1.5 goals. In fact, this is one of the surest over 1.5 goals matches we can come across this weekend. This match between St. Mirren and Rangers, and I do not recommend that anybody misses this game at all. So you can add it. St. Mirren Rangers 1.5. The next game is in the Turkish league, the match between Trabzonspor and Keko Rizespor. Trabzonspor always score. This same Trabzonspor always concede. Imagine in their last game, they were playing against a team that had a red card and they were leading 3-0, but Trabzonspor had to concede in that game because that is what Trabzonspor does best, conceding in almost all of their matches. That is why I also picked over 1.5 goals. I would have easily picked Trabzonspor to win, but Rizespor are a very, very tricky team. Rizespor can come and draw this particular game. That is why I picked this. Just 2 goals and we are good in this game between Trabzonspor and Keko Rizespor, over 1.5 goals there. That is my pick in that particular game. Moving on, still in the Turkish league now, Gençler Birliği versus Besiktas. Besiktas are supposed to win this game, but the last 6 matches of Gençler Birliği have seen at least 4 draws. So that is a cause for concern. You cannot play against an opponent that is known for draws and expect to easily come and win. So in as much as Besiktas are a way better off team than Gençler Birliği, I think that Besiktas will not lose this game. So the worst case scenario should be a draw. So that was why I picked win or draw instead of straight win. Though I expect Besiktas to win, but I went safe, which is Besiktas to win or draw. And that is my pick in that particular game. Now moving to the next one. The Switzerland League, FC Thun versus Grasshoppers. Thun are looking to win the league historically this season. Thun have not lost in 12 straight games, and out of these 12, they've won at least 10 or 11 and drawn just 1. So FC Thun at home this season have also been very, very good, which is why I backed them to win. And I'm sticking with what I picked. I'm convinced that this match is going to end in a straight win for FC Thun in this particular match, and that was my pick there. Now, the next game I have in the Belgian League, Royal Union Saint-Gilloise versus Denda EH. And for this game, I picked the home team to score at least 2 goals. Now, make no mistake about this pick. The home team are going to win the match easily. So some people may feel more comfortable playing it a straight win for the home team, but this is a game that I feel so confident that the home team are going to score at least twice in this match before the end of 90 minutes and still end up winning. My pick here is a 3-1 full-time score, 3-1 against Denda EH. Denda are a troublesome opponent, though they are currently bottom of the league, but they've been very, very troublesome recently and they've been managing to upset a lot of the teams. So I picked home team to score at least 2 goals in that game. Now moving on to the next game. I think this is the 12th game so far. I said I picked 14 matches. The 12th game here is the match between FC Zlin and Slavia Prague. This is in the Czech Republic League, and I picked the away team to win at least one of the half. I would have easily picked Slavia Prague to win, but these Czech Republic matches are usually tricky when they are playing away from home, and most of the time these matches end up in draws. So just for safety, that is why I picked away team to win at least one of the half. But in all honesty, my analysis of this game is backing that it will still end in a win for the away team. But for safety, away win either half. That's my pick in that game. Now, coming to the Premier League, for the second to last game on this ticket is the match between West Ham versus Manchester City. I picked over 1.5 goals as my pick in this game. I don't want to do a lot of analysis in this game because we know that Man City are likely going to win and Man City are going to score, but Man City will still concede against West Ham. That's why I picked over 1.5 goals. And then the last but not the least game I have in my bet slip is in the French league, the match between FC Lorient and ROC Lens, and I picked away team to score over 0.5 goals. That's my prediction in that game. Lens are trying to snatch the league from PSG, which realistically we all know it may likely not happen, but they still have their hopes high and they are putting themselves under the pressure. So I backed Lens to score at least 1 goal in this game before the end of 90 minutes. So these are the 14 matches that I accumulated that give us above 50 odds for the weekend, and I believe that is worth giving a try. If you followed up to this point, please drop your opinions in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with these picks or not. So I will be recapping these games as well so that you all can follow. 50 plus odds for the weekend. These games start on Saturday and end on Sunday. So I picked 14 matches in total that accumulate to these 50 odds. So these are the games. Napoli versus Lecce. I picked Napoli to win Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. I picked over 2.5 goals. Borussia Dortmund versus FC Augsburg. I picked Borussia Dortmund to win. Hoffenheim versus Wolfsburg. I picked Hoffenheim to win. Real Madrid versus Elche. I picked Real Madrid to win. FC Arauca versus Benfica. I picked Benfica to win. Celtic versus Motherwell in the Scottish League. I picked over 1.5 goals. St Mirren versus Rangers, still in the Scottish League. I picked over 1.5 goals. Then Trabzonspor versus Rizespor. I picked over 1.5 goals. Genkler Berligi versus Besiktas. I picked Besiktas to win or draw. FC Thun versus Grasshoppers in the Switzerland League. I picked home team to win. FC Thun to win. Union Giloa versus Denda EH. I picked Union Giloa to score at least 2 goals. That is home over 1.5 goals. FC Zlin versus Slavia Prague in the Czech League. I picked Slavia Prague to win either half. Away team to win either half. West Ham versus Man City. I picked over 1.5 goals. And then Lorient versus RC Lens. I picked RC Lens to score over 0.5 goals at my prediction for that game. So these are the games I picked in my 50 odds accumulator for this weekend. I said they look safe and it's worth for us to give a try. So please let me know your opinions in the comment section. If you agree with my picks, please let me know. If you do not agree with my picks, let me know. If you can edit this game and reduce it to 20 short games, please drop it in the comment section so that everybody can also see it and everybody can also partake as well. Thank you once again for watching. Please do well to share this video and also subscribe to this channel so that the reach can also increase. I will see you in my next video, and hopefully by the end of Sunday I should come back and tell you guys that we won our weekend running game for this week. So good luck to us, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.